City lawyer Hank Palmer is estranged from his father, a beloved small-town judge.
We're standing in one of the last great cathedrals in this country, built on the premise that you and you alone are responsible for the consequences of your actions.
When his father is suspected of murder, Hank reluctantly decides to help him. But long-standing problems make it difficult for them to come to terms in The Judge.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm here with Brenna and Zorianna to discuss The Judge. We've all just seen it. Zorianna, what did you think?
Well, the film stars Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall, and it's based on an experience that filmmaker David Dobkin had previously. Now, it's a little unusual for him to come up with this type of a story only because he's known as a comedy guy.
Right.
But this is based on his mom passed away, and he had a really fraught relationship with her, and that's what inspired the screenplay. There were two different writers on there. The second one, I'm assuming, came tailored to Robert Downey Jr.'s strengths. And I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed that father-son fraught relationship. I enjoyed watching it. Perhaps that had something to do with the actors more so than the script.
Right.
Yeah.
But from that sense, I didn't have a problem with the story.
To me, it felt really cliche. Everything was cliche. We have the cliche father-son estranged story. We have the cliche courtroom drama. We have the cliche slow special needs brother. We have the cliche rekindling high school relationship. It's like everything here. And all of those elements that are all cliche don't blend well together.
At all. It felt like a novel that they didn't know how to adapt correctly, because there was also, with all those subplots, there was no backstory to it. Like, what was wrong with the brother? Did he have Asperger's? Was he autistic? Did he have an accident? I mean, we don't know. And in fact, when you first meet them, Robert Downey Jr. goes to
You don't know that they're his brothers.
Right, and for like a couple scenes. And I was like, are they friends? I don't understand what's happening.
But in terms of the blending of the genres, I mean, it starts off as this family drama.
Yeah.
It's surrounded by a death, and then all of a sudden the death just falls.
Yeah.
Like it's
Nobody ever mentions it again.
Yeah.
No more but the mother. And then it turns into this murder mystery and then this John Grisham courtroom drama. Now, I can understand why people would have a problem with that because it starts off as one thing and goes into something else. But to me, I actually, I went along for that ride. Again, because it came down to the characters. So I was okay with that shift happening and seeing it unfold into this courtroom drama.
I don't mind shifts. It's just, it doesn't blend from one to the other. It's like we're here, then we're here.
It felt
then
like
we're
three
here.
different movies.
Yeah, it doesn't fit together. And at 2 hours and 20 minutes, it's bloated.
You're not getting away with this. Palmer. Hey! Stop!
Did that just happen?
You meant to do that.
No, you startled me.
Yeah, you meant to do that.
No, I don't think I did.
Robert Downey Jr. here is Tony Stark if he went into law instead of weapons manufacturing. It's the same type of character. We do just see a lot more range from him.
Right.
He's a fantastic performance. We get to see him hitting all the highs and lows, but it's still
He
Iron
slips
Man.
every once in a while into the Tony Starkisms
Yeah.
that I was like, try to get out of it. But I like seeing him doing different things.
I interviewed David Dobkin, and he told me that the point of putting Robert Downey Jr. in that sort of Tony Stark-esque or Sherlock Holmes character was to then see what would happen to that guy when a parent dies.
The whole Vera, Farmiga, Leighton Meester family stuff with Robert, it was so weird, and then it never even goes anywhere.
And plus, anytime it came on, you just wanted to get back to the other family dynamic
Right.
because that was interesting. The dynamic between Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
It's a two-hander. That's the reason to see the movie. Put these two guys in a room and let them rip at each other.
I need my walk.
Leaving the scene, blood evidence, motive.
Biggest mistake of your career and you just happen to run him over?
I could convict you over coffee. But no, routines are important. Close the door, go.
If the blood matches, and I've no reason to doubt it does, then I must have clipped him. I don't remember any of that.
The I don't remember what happened defense doesn't fly with a corpse.
There was a lot of missteps, I think, with the direction of, I mean, he did Wedding Crashers, which I think is great, also weirdly overlong, but I feel like he kind of took a mallet and hit you over the head a couple times. Like, we'd see shots of them getting out of the car angry at each other and they'd be walking separately.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful shot, but obvious. And the worst was the tornado warning, and there's this argument at the same time as a tornado is possibly happening. I was like, you can't, I mean, he's just beating you over the head with, this is, turbulence and there's emotions going on. Just let them have an argument. But I also felt we are having the same argument over and over and over again. It was just repeated. I'm like, yeah, I know, you don't get along. Fix it.
There's a lot riding on this film for a lot of people involved. It's really important to David Dobkin because it's his foray into something more dramatic. It's really important to Robert Downey Jr. because this is the first film that he produced with his wife, Susan Downey, out of their new production company. And so there's a lot at stake career-wise for this, because Robert Downey Jr. is primarily known as Tony Stark, and that's the box that he's in, and this is a chance for him to do something a little bit smaller. You expect Robert Duvall to be excellent, and he is, but it's really nice to see Robert Downey Jr. just veer off a little bit.
For me, it was, this is Tony Stark, but I don't mind it because I like watching Tony Stark.
The Judge will pass the time with some nice performances, but it's nothing to take the night off for. Stream it.
The Judge is far from a perfect movie, but the sparring between Downey Jr. and Duvall makes this film a see-it.
The Judge tries to do too much with too little, but the performances make it worth a gander. Stream it.
Well, our votes add up to 2 full tickets, so that is a stream it for The Judge.
I think that's fair. That's what I would give.
Cheers.
Yeah!